there's lots of information that we talked about well before anything, quote unquote, bad was announced by Josh.
Okay. Well, we'll kick it off then. So, Michael, it's recording now, just so you know, and
Sure.
we've agreed to that. Let's go through it. Shall we just start right at the beginning?
Yeah, I'm just curious. I mean, I don't know what Josh's story is at this point. I
Sure.
do. I heard from some friends that he was blaming me for everything, which again wasn't what we agreed to. We agreed that, we would make a joint statement. So, but that never happened. So,
Okay.
and I've recorded one with him, which he has.
All right. So, I'm quoting some of my notes here that I took during my meeting with Michael the other day, with Joshua the other day.
Sure.
So, he says that you have received between 800 and $900,000.
Yeah, that would be correct. It was like 860.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He,
What you will see when I show you the deposit logs on the blockchain or on the market.
he feels as though you was doing something deceitful with those trades.
I don't know what he never discussed any of this with me, so I don't know what he feels.
Okay. Okay.
I know what we agreed to, and I can prove, and I did prove to him, this is why I call him a liar, because he knows for a fact I did not withdraw any money. So even if what he's saying is true, I made no money from it.
So he did also mention that obviously you get at some point you gave him access to the account.
I gave him access to both accounts. Yeah,
Yeah.
just to prove to him, because in the very beginning, so I had one KuCoin account to start with, which
Yeah.
I changed the name to Project Orca. I moved all the funds out of my first account into the second account when he joined. And he's like, "Oh, well, you took money out." I'm like, "Well, that was my money plus Project Orca's money." And if you'll see, the deposits are like $1.1 million, which 300,000. So 150K was mine. Project Orca had about 150K. That's 300. Then you're left with roughly 900 left,
Okay.
which is Aviate.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Clear. Thank you. Um, when I spoke to Joshua, because at this point I didn't know that you'd be willing to talk as well, I was asking Joshua whether he had any sort of evidence to back up, his claims
He does.
about you. Well, he says he's not
Oh,
got
not about.
access.
No, he's a liar. I gave him full access for multiple days. He asked for access over and over and over again, and I kept giving it to him. And then I thought maybe the account got hacked because I got weird logins from a strange country. So I changed the password. I even sent him the password in clear text.
Okay, cool. But I mean, I guess what I'm saying is right now he
I have
doesn't have
chat logs of all
access.
this.
No
Huh?
problem. I'm just saying right now he doesn't have access, does he?
Well, right now he doesn't, but he
Yeah.
had it for days and days and days. Nothing changed
No, he
between now
did.
and then. So
Yeah, he did say that, to be fair to him. He was just saying on Monday when I spoke to him, he didn't have access because I was asking
oh,
for evidence, right?
yeah,
So,
he doesn't have access on it. Well, there's two-factor authentication now. Otherwise, he technically has the username and password. He just doesn't have the
to effect.
2FA code
Yeah.
because had to put that on there because, like I said, we were getting logins from countries that were not Australia, which is where he's at,
Yeah.
and not United States, which is where I'm at.
Okay, cool. Okay, so he did talk about you withdrawing funds, but you mentioned that that's to do with Project Orca and your own personal funds
Well,
only.
it never happened during the period of time
Sure.
he deposited money. That's my point.
Yeah.
It was when I moved the funds out like the day or two after. So basically, I was trying to figure out. Well, let me just tell you my side of the story. I think it might be easier this way.
All right.
So I built this bot specifically for Project Orca and specifically to work with one account, which was my funds originally. I tested it with my own funds. It did quite well. I never messed with the metrics. I never changed the risk profile. And it did well. It was actually some days it would do 1% a day. Some days it would do very little to nothing. It just depends on the market, right? It's like a bot.
Yep.
Well, so I thought, okay, I'll spin up a project where I can share this bot out with other people. That was Project Orca. About 4 weeks into it, I got contacted by Dow King or Aaron, and he's like, "Hey, I got a new project, Aviate. They're looking for bots. Are you interested?" I'm like, "Well, I'd have to reprogram the bot because, right now it's not designed to work with multiple accounts, and it's gonna take me a couple weeks to even figure out how to code that." He's like, "Well, we got a month, so let me know if you're interested." So I spent some time and I figured out a method for allowing the bot to manage multiple risk profiles and multiple accounts. And so I accepted originally $400,000 from Aviate, and the bot was doing well. This is before Josh started having me tweak shit.
Okay. Just a quick question there, Michael, if you don't mind. The 400,000, I assume that would be after the pre-sales, right? So this would be funded after the initial funds had been got, and then that's the payment for the bots, right?
I don't honestly know how he got his money. I just know that his current bots weren't doing well, and he was like basically trying to get me to commit to 1% a day, which I told him, there's no way I can commit to that. The market does what the market does, and the bot will do its best to make funds. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the way things work. There's no guarantee in life, right?
No, I get that. Yeah. But sorry, did you receive that 400K after the
I
pre-sale?
did. It took a long time to get it. It took him like 3 weeks before he actually ever sent it. But yeah, I did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I got a total of like 860 over time eventually. So, but what happened was I got the 400K. Things were going well. It had made a profit of like $8,000 that first week, which I sent to him. And then immediately he's like, "Okay, I want to send you 400 more." I'm like, "Well, hang on a second. I gotta, the bot has not been back tested for anything over $500,000. That's all I've ever back tested it." And the reason that's important is because KuCoin as an exchange, if an individual buys $500,000 worth of, anything, it's going to raise red flags. Like my account was only a level two verification, if you're familiar with that
Yeah.
whole process. So basically, like I had daily limits on what I could do. So I went, I spent some time, I got the account upgraded to a level 4 account, which is like the highest level you can get. So you can trade like $10 million a day or whatever. And so I'm like, okay, I've done some testing. I got the account upgraded. You can send over up to 400,000 more. So he sent me again like 460,000 or something like that.
So
And
this,
then
Michael, sorry, just a quick question, because what you said a minute ago, I was under the impression the 400K would be your salary, but what you're saying is that is what went into the bot, right?
I never took a penny from them. No. Yeah, I never,
Okay.
the way I earned money from them was I got 10% of the profit of whatever the bot made. That was my earnings.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's clear. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
I'm
I
sorry.
would love to make 400 grand just for giving access to the bot. That's a great idea, but that never even occurred to me.
You know,
But
I've seen people make crazy money just accepting roles in DeFi. It's mental sometimes.
yeah, it is. Dude, if I'd done that, my wife would be super excited right now. Let me tell you, or my ex-wife, I should say. But anyways,
I'm
anyway,
not
so
sure
there you
if I
go,
should
man.
laugh at that joke, but yeah. Anyway.
No, you can laugh at it all, man. My life's a misery right now. When you're getting divorced, it's not fun.
All right. So
Okay.
please continue.
Let me finish. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, right immediately after he starts sending the money, he starts telling me he wants to change this, change that, change this. First, he's like, I want to try, like, I mean, some of the logs you saw, he wanted to do like 50x margin, which I was adamantly against. I'm like, dude, you do not want to do that. That is absolutely ultra high risk. I don't care what bot you have, it will never react fast enough to the market conditions to not get liquidated. You do not want to do that. So he finally caved in. He's like, all right, we'll do like 10x. That was the first time that I made an actual change and it lost money. And then he started again. He's like, well, let's try 10x later. He's like, well, let's try it for this. Let's try it for that. And so I made tons of changes without ever testing them, which as a coder, I knew was a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you have to always test your software. Ultimately, what happened was over the course of 4 or 5 days, something went wrong in the bot, where the trades we're not exiting either fast enough, or I don't even want to say something went wrong with the bot, because I don't believe it's the bot's fault. I believe it's the risk category that he kept giving me, which fucked up things. But long story short, the risk categories got all messed up, and the bot was no longer becoming profitable. And this is what I said to him in our joint thing. I said that, with the volatility of the market and the performance of the bot, it had several liquidations. And that's what I said in our joint call. He didn't like that answer. The reality of it is that's exactly what happened. It made trades that were not profitable.
Yep. Okay. So just a quick question on you mentioned there the risk categories. That's the leverage, right? And
It's
or
not just leverage. I mean, he wanted me to do a bunch. He wanted me to put a bunch of. So I used to keep a bunch of extra margin on the side to cover, to basically cover a case of a liquidation event.
yep.
He wanted me to shrink that down to as small as possible. And I was warning him. I'm like, every time we do this, you're increasing your risk of liquidation, because if we run out of reserve funds, you're gone.
Yep. Okay. And did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, it happened multiple times. That's a problem. And I went on a trip, and I can't monitor the bot every day, all day. That's, like, again, he wants these things changed. We have stop loss requirements, but if the market moves faster so here's the thing that he doesn't understand. I guess most people don't get this. If you buy 400 or even $600,000 worth of Bitcoin on a 10x margin, okay, you're talking about $6 million worth of Bitcoin that you now own. The risk comes when Bitcoin drops 9%, and you're now right on the edge of liquidation. And let's say the bot wants to exit because it has a stop loss at 5%. Well, it cannot just dump $6 million. It has to find $6 million worth of buyers, right? And that takes time. It's not instantaneous. It happens within milliseconds. Don't get me wrong, it's fast. But what will happen first? Will it complete the sale of $6 million worth of Bitcoin, or will it drop down 1% more in price and liquidate you?
Yeah. You see
And
this
this
on
is
some
what I was trying to
exchanges, don't
explain
you?
to him.
Like if you go for
Huh?
you see this on exchanges, don't you? I know when I've done some trades,
Yeah.
like now I just use the market price, but when you set your limits, you're literally waiting for the order to be filled, aren't you? So and that's what you're
Yes,
talking
you
about
have
now.
to wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
he didn't understand this. This is why I kept explaining to him, you need to have a large buffer. When you have $6 million of Bitcoin, you have to have $400,000 as a. I never wanted to trade with more than 30% of the funds that he gave me. The rest of it, I always tried to hold as a reserve, but he kept making me shrink that and shrink that and shrink that and shrink that,
Okay.
to the point where we were basically at a 3-to-1. So three of the, you know, let's say 66%. I'm sorry, not 66. 75% was going towards the order. 25% was held for margin, which is not enough.
Okay. Okay.
And I even explained, like, I had him in my chat logs. I even had him go and look at, like, the futures market, the requirements, because you can, like, there are some rules that they put on you, so you can't do anything like absolutely insane. It's called a risk category, or I'll show it to you when we do the screen share session. But basically, I was trying to explain to him, when we're in the millions of dollars, you're limited to what you can put as your multiplier. Like, you can't do $6 million at 100x. They won't do it.
Yep. 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 Okay. You can tell I've never traded with leverage, right?
Yeah. No, I don't personally trade with leverage. Project Orca was not meant to trade with leverage, but somehow the repository for the bot got updated on GitHub. And so it fucked up Project Orca too, which pissed off those people too, and completely wiped out my own funds. So we won't even, like I said, it was a fiasco.
All right.
Having him change a bunch of shit all the time caused major problems. And I don't know if it was because I was tired or what, but I saved it to the GitHub repository that Project Orca was running off of, and whatever. And
Okay.
that's exactly what I told the Project Orca team, by the way. I explained to them this exact thing. Basically, the project got overwritten by the Aviate project, and so their risk categories got placed onto your guys' account.
Okay, got it. There's a massive spider just come near me. Oh.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
There was a massive spider just come near me, so I just had to stand up.
Uh,
Anyway,
no problem.
all right. Well, thanks for sharing that sort of narrative. So, with that 860, then that was the total amount you received for the trade-in on the bot.
From Aviate, correct?
From Aviate.
Yeah.
How much of that was lost in liquidations?
It's hard to tell on. So let me show you the logs. It's very difficult to tell on KuCoin. And this is one of the problems I had, and this is why I gave him access. Because let me just show you what it looks like so you can understand. So here's the problem. The download history button doesn't work for shit. We have to go pretty far back in time here. All right, so I believe they started in early April, and whatever. There's no trading happening, so it doesn't matter. And so there's a lot of little things. The bot was making little trades, some big ones, but you'll find in here some really massive ones. Those are the ones that are liquidations, like 17,000, 10,000. But let me just show you this so you understand why it's so difficult to export. So if I click down on history, it's gonna basically give me only the most tiniest bit of history. Let me share my screen fully, or let me share that spreadsheet real quick. So you'll see here, it's only giving me, so I selected history all the way back to March. But look, I only got 51 things, which is useless.
Okay.
So it's difficult. Like I said, it's not my doing. It's just the way the damn thing works. I don't know why they haven't fixed it. I have a bug. I've opened a ticket with them, but whatever. I'm just trying to show you everything.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go back here. All right, so let's go back to history, not 30 days. We can go custom all the way back to August, April. There we go. Whatever. Show it all. Okay, so let's start looking through here for some, maybe there's a couple big ones here, but as you can see, the last trade that it did was in, well, I think this might have been me trying to get the bot working again. It was more likely at the end of May, beginning of June, end of May, beginning of June, and this is when I notified them. I notified them early June. I mean, I think I actually notified them on the 30th, or maybe it was the 28th. I don't remember when, but I notified him what was going on, and so essentially. Let me see if I can find you a big one real quick. I'm battling now. Yeah.
Sure. If you're anything like me, you can only do one thing at a time. So go for it.
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I'll just stop talking and find some stuff. I mean, obviously the bot does make some money, right? But the reality of it is it lost. Like I said, it was losing more than it was making, especially at the end there. Come on. Oh, you know what? Hang on, we're in the Project Orca one, so let me find the Aviate one because that'll have the bigger ones. Give me 1 second. Let me log into the other coupon account. Where is it? Oh yeah.
So was there a point then where you just decided between you or whoever decided to just stop trading and then?
No, the problem was I went on that trip, and by the time I got back, both accounts were gone. I mean, they were basically empty. And I didn't have my Google Authenticator with me, so my birthday is May 31st. My wife at the time, we were not going through a divorce, and she wanted to surprise me on a trip to New York. So she gave me like a day. She's like, we're going to New York for her birthday. I'm like, okay, well, it's packed up. And I just didn't grab my authenticator. I don't use my phone. I have a hardware one for work, so I was using that. But anyways, okay, I don't want to set it up again. Shit, I messed up. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to set it up again, I guess.
And when you went on holiday, was that with what was the risk tolerance like at that point? Was a risk
It was
category
all
high?
fucked up. Yeah, and but at that point, it had already been changed to the 75%, 25% margin. With I believe we were running one bot. The bot was running with one account with or one sub account with a 4x, one sub account with a 5x, and the 10x had been turned off. But even 4 and 5x with a really slim margin is super. I mean, it's more dangerous than I originally thought it would be, obviously, because I told him I think it might be okay because he asked me my personal opinion. I said this might be okay, but everything has risks,
Yeah.
and the reality of it is it it might have been okay if the bot didn't. Again, I believe, and I don't know if I want to. It's hard for me to admit this because I'm not 100% sure. I haven't put the time in to actually verify this, but I believe all the changes we made might have affected the underlying system on the bot itself. Because I can't, like the bot was supposed to exit at 5% loss. And I don't know the time frame between when the bot tried to exit. I haven't had time to go through all the logs and shit. Mainly because Josh pissed me off and started lying about me. So I have no incentive to do anything do
Okay.
anything for him.
Okay.
That's oh, why is it sending new code? Here we go. Expired. It's the only one that you sent me.
Oh, KuCoin's a nightmare for this. I had this the other day, exact same thing.
It says I have 10 minutes. It hasn't even been 10 minutes. Oh no. Okay. I guess it has.
You're probably going to get multiple codes through at once. That's what happened to me.
Yeah. Trying to get this thing to work here. Just bear with me here. I'll get into
No,
this.
it's all right.
If I have to reset it,
You take your time.
reset it. Oh, okay. Oh, it keeps changing the phone number that's sending to me from. That's why. So it's a different message. But why is it asking a second time?
You have to click send code there
Where?
on
There's
the
no
left.
send code button.
Send code. You see it? Is that not a button?
No, it says SMS verification code.
Yeah, under that, send code.
You see send code?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm fucking blind. Holy shit. Good call. Thank you. Okay, let me scan this with my hand. This you have to blur. Holy shit. Fuck. My God. So stupid. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, this is so I'm exposing so much right now. Whatever, I don't give a fuck. All right. Anyways,
Just on that though, please take all due diligence and
I'm gonna
change.
reset all
Yeah,
this shit when we're done.
yeah. Please
Yeah,
do.
I'm
Please
going
do.
to. I wasn't gonna say it to you because I'm trying to be nice, but there's no way I'm keeping it.
Do you know what I do every day?
No way.
Is I investigate shit, and I know exactly what can happen. So please do
Yeah.
for both you and me.
I
Right? Just do it.
Yeah. No. I work in DevOps. So I'm fully aware of the risks that I'm. Yeah. No, I get it, man. Anyways, whatever. Fuck it. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. Okay, so here we go. Assets. Wrong button. Futures trading. Here we go. Yeah, no, and there's no money in here anyways. Honestly, dude, like I said, I'm getting divorced. I'm not even interested in doing any of this shit right now. But maybe in the future, who knows? Life is short. Okay, go. There we go. All right, now go through this guy. All right, so I mean, this might have been a stop loss. I'm not sure, but usually, like this, definitely probably was. Uh, um, let's see here. Two back-to-back big ones: Bitcoin, Ethereum. But you know,
There's
like
like
I
a
said,
couple
I
of
get
trades in
Josh
out.
Forex.
I was just
This
going to
is a
say,
huge one right here. Huh?
yeah, I was just going to say, it looks like there's trading happening a good, what, sort of 10 times a day, something like that.
Oh, it happens way more than that, but I mean, it happens a lot. Like this is all April 19th, all of this.
Oh, okay.
The bot does a lot of trades.
Oh,
It
okay.
does a lot of trades. Problem was, like I said, like after the first week, he started fucking with shit and it started messing shit up. And I informed him, you know, like we lost 12 grand today, and he's like, whatever. He didn't seem to care, you know. And so his whole thing of like, oh, we never lost money in the bot is a lie, 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 lie. He knew money had been lost. He just didn't want to tell anyone.
Okay.
So like I said, I had told him when money was lost. He just didn't care.
All right. So, listening to what you've said and mentioned tonight is that essentially the money is gone, right? The 860K
Oh yeah,
is gone
I
through.
can show you the deposits and I show you the withdrawal there, sir.
Yeah, in fact, that would be. I think that would just round this off really nicely, to be honest.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me find. Trying to remember how you view it. Let me check here. I think it might be under here.
Yeah, I think it is. You have to go to your funding. Yeah, because you can only withdraw from your funding wallet, can't you?
Right here.
Withdraw. Yeah.
God damn it. I
Just
understand they're disabled, but I want to see the history.
you should be able to somewhere. History there. Look. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Withdrawal history. Here we go. So yeah, this is like I said in the beginning. Uh, these are the only two withdrawals on this entire account.
Okay, $638 and 10,502.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I'm pretty sure one of these or both of these were based upon what my bot said was my profit. But anyway, it went to my personal, my other KuCoin account, which then got lost because the bot burnt it up anyways, which I'll show you that on the other account in a second here.
And then just to finish this off, would it be possible to see the deposits of the 800?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you'll see it. He did it over like multiple transactions.
Yeah, you can see that on the blockchain as well, I think. So
yeah, hang on 1 second, please. I have no problem showing it to you. Okay, here are the deposits. Let me go to the other account. I might have got the accounts backwards, but you could just grab the screenshot here. You have it. I went back to April. Yeah, that's proper.
Yeah.
Then go back. It's been a couple months since I dealt with any of this stuff. Yeah, I know you want verification.
Yeah, they want KYC now,
They're
don't they?
changing their whole verification rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've had 860K and there's 1.6 million raised at pre-sale.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Where's the other 800?
Okay.
I have my suspicions, but I don't want to throw people under the bus when I don't have evidence.
Yeah. Well, I'm not interested in doing that anyway. So,
Yeah.
I'd rather talk with data and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing how 860,000 can be eaten up by trades, but that's the nature of it, isn't it?
Well, especially when you have margin. Yeah. It's one of the reasons that we originally never wanted to trade with margin on Orca, because if you don't trade with margin, you just have to wait. It's literally just wait long enough, it'll come back. But when you trade with margin, there's always, I mean, so think of it this way. Whenever you have borrowed money, you're paying fees, which eventually, if you wait long enough, the fees will eat up your funds.
Hmm.
Or B, the price drops so low that you can no longer cover the required margin for the margin itself, right? Because you have to actually have money backing the money, and you can only do it up to a certain percentage.
Okay.
And that's exactly where the problem comes in. And the bot has to be able, like I said, it has to be able to exit that position. Hold on a second. Yeah, the bot has to be able to exit that position before it runs out of headroom. It's or the whole thing blows up. I was wondering why there was any money in this account. I say deposit. I got ruined on the whole Luna thing.
Oh, a lot of
And this
people
is
did.
their version
Yeah.
of paying. This is how they're paying people back. It's so stupid. But anyways, whatever. I lost like 150 grand on Luna. You guys are gonna pay me like $100 a month. Okay, great, thanks. Anyways, let me go. So here's the deposit history, and there's pages of this stuff. We find the big ones. So
What?
100,000, 50,000.
Oh, it's the
50,
USDT
50.
we're looking at, isn't it? Because that's what was raised, I
Yeah,
think, at pre-sale. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. I remember. Yeah, the thing is, this used to be my personal account, and so I have it saved as like where a little bit of money comes in from other projects and stuff like that. It's not like I didn't really even. You'll see. I didn't really like care that much. It's just so piddly. Um, most DeFi projects end up fucking turning into nothing, anyways. Um, 100. So this was 10,000 coming from that other account you saw
Hmm.
back. Yeah. So 56, 100, 150, 50. I think that might be the last one. Yeah, because it was early April when he sent me all the money. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So I can go through and just count all them up after. Don't worry about them. We'll take a look at that, and then if you could just check withdrawals on this account as well.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, and when it's so funny when I gave him access to the account, he started looking back all the way to February. He's like, "Oh, you withdrew money in February." I'm like, "Dude, you didn't send me money till April, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?" Yeah, I bought a Tesla in February, okay, but that was my money. That was before our Project Orca, before anything. So here's this. We'll go through the pages here.
Okay.
Do.
What's these
Yeah. So
the tens, the sixties, and stuff?
yeah. So I believe this is when uh, these internal transfers are when I basically decided to move Orca and Aviate into their own accounts.
Yeah.
That's why
Okay.
the other account's not verified, because I never actually got all the way up to the full verification like this one was.
And it's the start of April as well, isn't it? So
Yeah, it's all the beginning of April. So yeah, I mean the time frame is exactly as I said. It's basically like I was figuring out a way to make the bot work. I didn't think it could make both accounts work under one. You see, it goes to the other account. I figured I didn't think I could make it work out of a single KuCoin account because of the way the KuCoin API works. So I'm like, I'll just make a second one.
yeah. Okay. Um, I don't think there's anything else I could ask for, to be honest. I think you've been, very transparent, and I don't even think at this point there's like I was thinking one of the requests when I was coming in was to ask for view only API keys to the trading account, but if you're looking at the deposits and withdrawals, you can just figure it out from that, really.
Yeah.
You can pretty much assume everything else has been lost. We can see there's nothing in the accounts really, and we can see what's deposited and what's withdrawn. So should be able to.
Yeah, I mean, it is exactly as I said it was. I mean, unfortunately, I really feel bad for the Project Orca folks because they wanted the low risk thing, and that was my original intention for that project. And I'm as I said to them, and I'll say the same thing to you. If I ever come back into money, I will repay anyone who's holding an NFT with Project Orca. So as long as they hold on to those NFTs, and if I do make more money in my life, I will repay them. I do not
Okay.
feel the same way for Aviate. He took massive risks. He knew what he was doing. I warned him multiple times. I told him it wasn't tested. He still wanted to do it.
Okay. And I guess the purpose for me reaching out really was to try and get more clarity for the community members because they're the ones who are just not receiving
Yeah,
anything
well, they
right
can
now.
blame Josh. I mean, they don't, he's blaming me, which I find, like I said, I was willing to accept some of the fault, but since he wants to not go with our original agreement and he wants to pretend like it's all my fault, I sent you the chat logs. It's clear as day. He was okay with lots of risk.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And once I've edited out all those bits that we spoke of and you've changed your Google 2FA, in fact, I'd probably prefer you to
Yeah,
do that
yeah.
before we end the call, to be honest. That would be the best option. Um,
I'll change it when we're as soon as we're done. Don't worry, I will
sure,
change it.
sure. So I'll edit the video, blur everything out and things. At that point, would you be comfortable if I share this a little bit wider? I'm thinking initially
I don't
just
care who
to.
you share it with, buddy.
Okay, okay, appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I got nothing to hide, and the fact that he thinks he's going to go to any law enforcement is a laugh to me because A, we have no written agreement. B, he's the one who wanted the risk. They should be suing him.
Okay.
Yeah, and by the way, I don't know if you heard this guy, Crypto Trader, but
No.
okay, well then we won't even talk about it.
Is it anything to do with Aviate?
Yeah, big. Aviate. I heard through the grapevine the last Aviate uh, AMA they had. They brought on a gentleman who goes by the username Crypto Trader.
Hmm.
I forget his first name because I really don't give a shit. But he was in my original project, which was 2 ohm, 3 ohm, with Forgiving, and Forgiving was the programmer. And long story short, we kicked him out because he basically threatened Harry Ye. He was making a lot of racist comments to him, and that was the ultimate fallout between Harry Ye and Tuum.
Okay.
And so the fact and everything he's been saying, he's like, "Oh, they're rug, they're rug, they're rug, they're rug." I hate to break to you, this is not a rug. A rug is when someone intentionally mints extra tokens to drain the LP. There's a big difference. So if you're gonna start talking crap, I would recommend you learn your lingo, and second, the truth.
I really do appreciate the openness that you've shared with me tonight. I can't imagine me going to any other project and somebody from that other project would be as open as what you are. So, I investigate most days, and you're the most
Mm-hmm.
open person that I've come across so far. So,
Well, I appreciate it, man.
thank you. What I'll do, I think, is I will edit the video, reflect before I do anything about next steps, because the most important thing for me right now is to get whatever money is left back to the community.
Mm-hmm.
And I
I think
think,
it's 26 grand.
yeah, well, we'll see. If it's 26 grand, it's 26 grand. He tells me it's
If you find
300K.
more, I'll be surprised. I did a lot of digging. I couldn't figure it out, but
Yeah, he said there's about 300 grand left. He said that Monday. By the way, one final
where?
thing.
I think
In
he's
his
lying, dude. I
Bybit,
don't believe it.
yeah, in his Bybit is what he said.
Maybe. I don't. I tell you what. If you find it, have him send a screenshot.
I've asked for it. I've asked for a recording where he hits refresh as well. So
Yeah, exactly. Because he could. I'm telling you, it's not there. He's a liar. This is the other thing. He lies too much. He needs to stop so much lying. But anyways, go ahead.
so just one more thing to, I think, help me literally map it out on a chart. I've built a chart of where the funds have gone. Some of the information that I'm missing is wallet ID. So I've got obviously the wallet addresses, but I was just wondering if you'd be willing to share your wallet addresses with me. Don't have to do it now.
My DeFi wallet addresses or the ones in KuCoin?
In KuCoin, that would be useful.
Sure.
I don't need.
No problem.
You've not received any money on your DeFi wallets, have you, from Aviate?
Nope, I have
So
not.
I don't need
I
them.
haven't even received money from my DeFi wallets from KuCoin.
Yeah, so I don't need any of them. It's just the KuCoin.
Let me give you
accounts.
my deposit